Patrick here again from the Razor's Edge, and I'm here with Chris from Party Cannon. Chris, how you doing?
Not bad, man. Happy at Tech Fest, finally here.
Excellent. So you've heard a lot about the festival?
Yeah, I've kind of kept up with it since it first started. Like, I've had friends that work it, and I know like a lot of bands that have played. So I've kind of seen it come up a lot over the years. I've never really considered it being something Party Cannon would play. So when we got the offer, I'm like, wow, this is a big fest. It's actually happened. They've like done really well for themselves. So excited to be here. Excited to play some people. Hopefully, maybe scare some normal people for music. But yeah, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward, man. It's gonna be a nice one. It's gonna be a fun one. Weather's good. People here seem nice. Good turnout.
Excellent. Speaking of Party Cannon at Tech Fest, I must admit, I don't mean this to sound insulting, but when I saw your name on the bill, my eyebrow was raised.
No, I'm sure a few people were.
I think that may be because you are self-proclaimed caveman slam and brain cell reducing riffs, etc.
Absolutely mind-numbing music, But no, it's good. It'll be a change. I'm sure. It'll be a nice break from all these like smart bands playing, all these technically proficient musicians.
You're doing yourself a disservice though, because I did watch a lot of your videos on YouTube when you were recording the new album and practices and stuff, and your music is insanely complicated, really.
Yeah, I'd say it's more kind of ADHD fuel than like complicated. That makes sense.
Right, right.
But, there's definitely some hard stuff in there, and took a lot of practice. But yeah, it's more just difficult ways to make like white noise compared to like progressive, beautifully constructed, orchestrated music. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Fancy
totally.
ways to be disgusting.
No, it's brilliant. I'm really glad that you're here, and I'm sure a lot of other people are. And I think it's going to be a great time, so that's brilliant.
Yeah, man, I'm surprised when it's response. Like, I know Texas has been quite a broad festival before. Like, Friends Band Reputation played, and they're equally, if not more, disgusting than my bands. But I knew it done really well, so I was like, oh, maybe someday we'll play this and kind of branch out. I mean, it's nice to play like fests like this because obviously our band's obviously not that accessible musically.
Yeah.
So I think people coming to this festival might give us a chance. Whereas maybe if we weren't on the lineup, you're like, oh, I know I don't like that kind of music. But since we're here, like, oh, we'll check them out anyway. And there's only one band playing at a time, so might turn a few heads, might win over some new people.
Definitely. I'm sure you'll have plenty of new fans after this, especially the Party Cannon live experience, because I think that's a pretty unique thing, and no matter what music you like, you're going to enjoy that. So
yeah, let's hope anyway, man. Like so it goes down well.
In terms of the band, this year seems to have been massive for you. Seem to have had an almost meteoric rise with the amount of shows you play in festivals, the publicity for the album. Does it feel that way to you guys, or?
I'd say yes and no. Maybe meteoric wouldn't be the term I use, but because we've been in a band for a long time. We've been in a band since like 2010, so I think we're coming up to 12 years now. Obviously, some like the later years a bit more concentrated in the early years because we were like 18, 19 when we started. But I think there definitely was a shift when we were booked for Bloodstock last year. Because obviously we've been around the underground for a while. Yeah. And Bloodstock last year, because of COVID, was mostly going to be like underground metal band, UK bands. So when we got announced, I think people were like, oh fuck, that's Party Cannon, like we know them. And then from that hype from underground fans, it kind of spread. So there was definitely like a pivotal point there where I kind of helped push us to more people and kind of maybe help people take us more seriously. And obviously when we pulled out, because when I remember about COVID, I was like crushing. Like a lot of people were disappointed by that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could talk for days about why it was a big deal for us, but at that point I kind of went, right, I kind of see more value in the band now as a kind of, not just like an underground death metal band, as in a band that could probably break into a wider audience whilst keeping that, like, without reducing their sound in any way. Yeah. So at that point, like, cool. I've maybe taken the band as the manager myself, self-managing it as far as I can. It's probably time to take on people who actually know what to do. And just by chance, I was talking to Ollie from Street Soldier, and he's like, oh, our manager, Toyin, used to run Ghost Fest. He's looking for another really heavy band. Because he's kind of like having a one band from each genre. And we signed up with him, and it was like 9 days, like, cool, like, way more professional, way more contacts and stuff. He just knew how to market a band properly, get in contact with the right people. He also like a good booking agent, Steve from Echelon. Yeah. And yeah, it's just been good from there. Like, they've handled it properly, which is probably something I could have done myself. So I think that's definitely been the biggest role. Like, as much as I love to be like, oh, our album's just amazing, so people want to book us, it's definitely down to having people who know what they're doing back in the band for once.
I guess as a band, if you get to a certain stage, to advance to the next stage, you need that kind of management, and you need someone with the contacts, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, not to turn this into like a management podcast, but if you have a good manager and they all let their foot in the door with like festivals and stuff, and they trust the manager and they trust their brand, same with like booking agents and things. Yeah. Whereas if I email someone, I'm just the guy from Party Cannon. Like, you've seen my fucking logo on a flyer. But if Toyin, the guy who runs Ghostfest, emails him, it's like, that's the guy from Ghostfest. Yes. He knows what's good. Yeah. So it's all kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I guess it's kind of like a filter in a way. I can make sure that festivals are booking something they can worth investing money in, I guess, in a way. Yeah, it's just kind of right business dealings. I think we made a good choice there, and that's definitely helped us, especially with our kind of unique standing in the road demo scene.
Excellent. Well, I hope that rise continues and you continue to find space on more festivals, more shows. And
fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
The album Volumes of Vomit came out earlier this year, wasn't it?
Yes, it was January this year.
January. And how was that received?
Very well, a lot better than expected, but we got some reactions I can't expect as well. I think Decibel magazine gave us a one-line review that just said, "lol," and that was it. I was like, cool. I mean, we didn't set out to be like an accessible band that like charge all these fucking magazines. So I guess if the tastemakers or the authorities don't like it, you're probably doing something right.
Yeah, that's probably better publicity than if they'd have just done a proper review, isn't it?
No, I told that. I'd prefer like genuine responses and people just like, oh yeah, it's kind of a road. I wasn't offended by any of it. I didn't like, but you know. But we got some very good press. Like, everyone seems to think this is like the sound Party Cannon has now. Like, it's kind of been leading to the way this album sounds. As far as we're concerned, this is the Party Cannon album, and that's going to be the sound we have. Like, we've kind of chipped away at what we've been doing and kind of refined it in a way. I don't think there's been any major stylistic changes. We just kind of got better at making the noises in our head come out and do.
Right, yeah. That makes sense. Listening to all your work, I would agree that I feel that on the newest album there is a more maturity in the songs and everything about them, the whole structure and everything.
Yeah, I'm glad to think so.
Just sounds excellent to me.
I think learning to record as well has been a big thing there, like knowing what to do. Because when we recorded our first album, we kind of fucked up every step of that. And it sounds like, I mean, the guy who mixed and stuff and recorded it, he's amazing. He's an amazing engineer. But what we gave him to work with was not good. So we've learned from that, prepared, know how to like do pre-production and things like that. So cool. If we want to sound like this, we would do it this way, rather than just like, oh, we'll go in and kind of hope for the best. It's kind of more methodically thought out. But yeah, no, reception's been good. Some things we didn't expect as well. Like, we got like a 9 out of 10 in Metal Hammer. Yeah, I was mad. Like, I showed my mum that. I was like, yeah, this is a magazine I usually review.
Showed my mum.
Yeah. Like,
Did she cut it out and put it on the fridge door?
No, I did it myself. I was like, fuck this. This has never happened again. So I'm like,
that's really cute. And now I must mention my favourite thing that you did this year, and that was the I Believe in Danny Filth video.
Yeah, that was something different.
Absolutely blown away when I saw that. It just made me laugh. It was excellent. Can you tell us a bit about the concept of that and who came up with that and how it was made? And
so our video guy who usually comes to gigs with us, unfortunately he can't be here at the moment because he's having some medical issues. Bailey from Scapegoat TV, he just started making like sprite animations of just characters and stuff, and we had a song in the album called I Believe in Danny Filth, and he came up with like just 20-second animation of Danny Filth, like finding a guy, oh, it looks like Street Fighter at school. Like, what the fuck, man, like that could be like a whole video. He's like, it's going to be a massive undertaking, but so he spent like 6 months straight working on a video.
Wow.
And it's like filled with like lore, like references to Scotland, things that have happened in the Party Cannon's past and stuff. Like, it's absolutely rammed it. It's amazing. Like, he's done an amazing job. Like, it just kind of by chance became a concept, and the final product was amazing. Like, couldn't be happier with how it turned out.
Yeah, you guys as a band when you saw that must have been absolutely over the moon.
I thought that was insane. Like, wow, you really put like the 6 months he put in that. I can really tell.
Yeah,
like it's a painstaking process for him. And, yeah, absolutely smashed, man. He absolutely nailed it.
The only disappointing thing is that isn't actually a real game, is there?
I've been talking about this, but if you go into back in the day, I used to have a thing called Mugen, which was like a fighting generator thing, and you could put any character you wanted in it. He's like, it's right. You could maybe make a ROM or something like that, but I don't know, man. Like, I was getting pretty far out there. Like, I'm not smart enough to put something like that together.
I have seen a few memes with it, and like Will Rama from Mortician being in there and just cleaning up, and
yeah, that would be good.
I think he'd be a pretty tough opponent, wouldn't he?
Oh no, definitely. Yeah, he's an intense man.
We saw Vovodinia here last night from South Africa. Their singer looked like he'd have a good chance in a one-on-one fight. He looked a bit crazy. You
think? Yeah, Duncan is a bit unhinged. He's the nicest guy though. I've met him a few times.
Right.
Yeah, he's a big sweetheart, a big South African guy. But he's just the tattoos, man, make him look intimidating. But honestly, he's a lover, not a fighter.
So, if there was a tournament between all the band members at Street Fighter, who would actually win that?
At Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Probably Stone, to be honest. He's the one that plays most video games religiously.
Right.
That's his downtime thing. Yeah, I think Stone would clean up at Street Fighter. Hands down.
Right.
He is the guy. He plays Dark Souls all the time, so I think Street Fighter's like nothing to him. Like,
and if there was a real fight between all the band members, who would win that?
Oh, Martin easily. He's like the only one that can still deadlift 200 kilograms. Like, he just throw people to the ceiling. Like, people say, like, me and Mike look intimidating, but no. Like, how's that happening?
Excellent stuff. So, yeah, can't wait for your performance today. Are we going to expect the usual inflatables?
Oh, you know, standard party kind of fair. Going to try and take out a notch. Got some friends maybe join us for the set and stuff. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we're the best. Like, I think TechFest need the party. People on Twitter are like, oh, why are you playing this fest? But I've got high hopes. I think people here know what's up. So
yeah, just for being here this weekend, I think people will love to see you guys, and you're going to go down really well.
Yeah, man, looking forward to it.
One question I have always wondered: what is the budget for inflatables?
Too much, man. Too much.
Too much.
When we went to America, right? Since it was like an 18 or so day tour, and we did inflatables every gig, I sent something like $500 worth of inflatables to Sanjay's house. He's actually here tonight as well. Like, he's playing Grey Waters, so I need to thank him. Like, thank you for hoarding all my shit while we flew to America.
we have. I live in a little place called Lincoln. It's only about 50-minute drive from here. It's quite lucky for this festival. But we have a big shop called Party Planet, and
nice.
And that's all it does, balloons and party stuff. And every time I pass, I think it makes me think of the band, and I think if they ever played Lincoln, they'd clean that place out.
Yeah, absolutely. That would definitely be a stop. Yeah, like usually what I do is I go on Amazon and find a seller and go to the seller's site, because you can usually get like cheaper and faster that way.
Right.
Without going for like shorter part. But even then, it's like, God, I've literally just spent 50 quid on beach balls. I'm just gonna throw into the audience and not get back. But far, it's worth it. It's all about the vibe. It's fun when people turn up their own inflatables as well. So let's catch it on. I think people are into it.
Yeah, a bit of that old. I don't know if you're a wrestling fan, but a bit of that old ECW bring your own weapons match type of.
I've seen that in years, man.
Bring your own inflatables.
Yeah.
You should put that on a concert poster next time.
That's a good idea.
Try and encourage people.
It'd be fun. It's definitely save some money as well, man. So.
Yeah. I particularly enjoyed at Damnation. You played Damnation Festival last year, and the guy riding the whale. That seemed to get a lot of publicity. And
that was in Kerrang's top 5 metal moments of Damnation.
Yeah.
Well, whale kicked around all night. It ended up in like Video's Nasty set. It went to like different stages and things. So, I thought it was good. I saw people taking it home and stuff. Like, that's awesome.
It's a good little souvenir, I guess.
I mean, Damnation was another festival I was surprised it went down well at, but the reaction there was incredible. So.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you were one of the bands of the day. Just the whole reaction.
Glad you think so, man.
Yeah, the whole reaction and everything, and you were all that I could hear people talking about. To be honest.
I think so, man. Yeah, I was very surprised.
You went down brilliantly, and you must have earned a lot of new fans there.
I think so, man. Like, we'll get a few messages about Damnation set. I mean, I was surprised they were asked in the first place. Like, Damnation's been a festival I've always been aware of. Obviously, Gav, he's like from Paisley, that's quite near me.
Right.
But I've always kind of, maybe ignorantly on my part, had it down as being more of a post-rock kind of doom black metal festival. I know bands like Dying Fetus and stuff played, but Dying Fetus are Dying Fetus, whereas Party Can are not Party Can. So there's definitely a scaling issue there. So we got asked to play, and people are hyped about it. They did the whole t-shirt design. I was like, cool, looks like it's going down. I did not see this coming, but
yeah, it's weird because some years they are very very heavily based on post rock and doom or a specific genre like that. But then other years they have loads of death metal. But yeah, I wouldn't normally associate you guys with that festival, but I think it was brilliant having you there, and you went down really well. And
that was good. I'm glad people enjoyed it. I think that was like a good moment for the band as well. It's like the first time we met like our management and things too. So yeah, very happy for Gav and Paul having us on. It was an amazing festival.
Excellent. And what else have you got coming up? I know you're at Bloodstock. That's coming up shortly, isn't it?
So the next 2 weeks we're playing Metal Days in Slovenia.
Right.
So that's gonna be like Meshuggah and Decapitated and bands. Like that's gonna be a big festival.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that one. Slovenia's meant to be like a beautiful place. Like campsite looks amazing. Then shortly after that we're going to Gore, which is also pretty surreal. So
yes, I can imagine.
I think it's like 9 or 10 days around the UK of Gore, and that includes Bloodstock. So we got moved to the Friday of Bloodstock to line up with Gore.
Excellent.
Then straight after that we play Riffest in Bolton. Then we're off to the Netherlands the next week. Then we've got another gig to announce between then and Berlin Death Fest, which is the start of October. But yeah, end of Berlin Death Fest. Then it's on to plans for next year. I think that's all we've got for this year. But working on a third album, going to try and get that out faster because last album took 7 years to come out. So going to try and get that out a bit quicker.
So yeah, it looks like things are moving up for the band, and you're keeping that momentum going, which is excellent.
I always say we're a cursed band because things just go wrong. So let's fingers crossed and keep going. Like nothing smooth sailing from here, hopefully.
Hopefully, no inflatable based accidents or.
If that does happen, we completely deserve it. But we'll see how it goes. Man.
You haven't had any problems with Save the Whales or any environmental organisations for the treatment of animals in the pit?
No, yeah, anyway. The main problem we have is our drummer keeps getting flooded by inflatables. So I always just land on the stair and he's always like, fuck, I'm going to have to set up a screen to stop him getting like kicked in. Oh, fuck it. He knows the deal. He knows what's
now you're getting into like Motley Crue upside down drum category, aren't you? A separate cage for the drummer.
Keep him safe from all those harmful balls.
Well, thank you ever so much for your time, Chris. I can't wait to see you set, and good luck with today and with everything with the band.
Yep, thanks a lot. Thanks for taking time to interview me.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you keep up to date with future episodes by subscribing to our channels. For more information on this podcast, or for all the latest music news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website, www.therazorsedge.rocks.